So that was actually that action. Oh, no, don't flip it. Like this. Hey everyone, this is Zekos, and today I'm bringing you my playthrough of Ragemore by Bojan Pavlacek. I hope I pronounced that correctly. This is a solo game only, and it's real good at that. This is quickly going up the ranks of my most favorite solo games, especially those by Button Shy Games. Really nice game. So let me just read you the little story bit that we have here at the beginning. Evil had beset the village, and we were the last hope. We could not ignore our duty, so we set out on one last quest. We fell one by one until I was the last survivor. Holding steadfast, I swung my axe one last time. As I crashed to the ground, I knew I had found, at last, peace. That's the little story bit we have at the beginning here. So essentially what we are doing, we are leading a little group of heroes and we are trying to defeat enemies for our quests in order to win this game. That's pretty much what we are doing because everything is overrun with enemies. And before we get started, let me just quickly set up the game and then I will show you how to play. Alright, and that is pretty much the setup of the game. And before I show you how to play, let me just guide you through like the setup here first. So this is our encounter deck. This is where we draw the next encounters. We can always see the encounter that's coming up next because that's the top card of the deck. Then we will then put the encounter here, but I will show you how that works as soon as we start playing. Up here we have our quests. This is where we defeat enemies or recruit them or whatever we do to just to advance, so to speak. I will show you that when we get to the game. Here on the right, we will collect all our finished quests. So we are able to defeat these enemies to put them here as finished quests. And we need to get a specific number of same quests with the same quest icons, so to speak, in order to win the game. Down here we have our heroes. Heroes that have the same symbol in the top left here. They are stacked. This will also have implications on the gameplay. I will show that to you later. And then here on the left will be the graveyard. So we will have cards lying here like this with dead enemies. These can be revived in some shape and form, but usually these are just dead. And if we collect a specific number there, then we lose. And how a regular round works is as follows. So we put the next encounter here. So this is our encounter for this round. And now we have several options. So first of all, what we can do is explore. That means we take one of these heroes, also these that are covered, like for example this hero here, and then we try to match these two symbols with two symbols in one quest, in only one quest, right? So we can't say the cross for that card here and the squiggly thing for that one here. So we need to stay within one quest, either that one with the 3 cards or that one with the 2 cards. And when we do that, then these 2 cards that we, for example, these 2 cards here that we then matched, these are put here on the side, also sorted by the suit in the top left corner, and our hero will be turned to the enemy side and placed at the bottom of the deck because it is dead, right? So it is used for that quest. That is the explore action. That is important because we win the game if we have 3 cards of 2 different suits. So 3 cards with a cross, for example, or 3 cards with a sun, right? Or 3 cards with a sun and 3 with a squiggly line, or with a crown, or whatever. If we have 2 of such 3 sets, then we win the game. So that is our goal, in essence. Also, instead, we can also recruit. Recruit means we do the same thing. We take one hero, also one of the covered ones, that is fine. And then we match these symbols with any cards up here. These can be from the encounter. These can be from the encounter deck. Also, they can be from either of the quests. So right here, we could match the squiggly line in that cross, for example. That would be no problem. What happens then is that hero is spent again, and we flip to the enemy side and put it at the bottom of the deck. And also the other cards that we recruited, using that method, we can add to our hero tableau. So that is a way to get new heroes, but we cannot recruit heroes that have such a skull. So in this instant, I couldn't do it, right? I wouldn't be able to do it. I also wouldn't be able to do it with that one here, because a crown, you would have that one, but it has a skull. And the crosses also have skulls. So at the moment, I could not even recruit anything. And then we have the third action. The third action is fight. And fight works like this, that we take a hero that is uncovered. So we can't take this one down here, for example, which is a shame, because that is a pretty strong one. And then we attack the encounter here, right? And then we compare the hero's strength, which is indicated here at the top right, with the enemy's strength. And if the hero's strength is higher, then we flip the encounter to the hero side and add it to our party, which is great. And that's all we do, but in this case it wouldn't work. And if the hero strength is lower, this would be the case now, then we can also flip the encounter, put it to our party, but our hero would not be put at the bottom of the deck, but actually die. So we would actually put the hero here, which is bad, because if we have ever 3 cards in the graveyard here, then we lose immediately. So we need to be very careful with that. And also, if the hero strength is equal, then we just take the enemy and the hero, we flip them to the enemy side and put them at the bottom of the deck. So these are the 3 things we can do. This sounds like a lot, and it is a lot at the beginning to actually know what you can match and where you put the cards. But I promise you, if you play this game like 2 or 3 times, then you pretty much know the gist of it. You just know the rules then well, and then you can easily play the game. So that is pretty much what we do, but you will also get to know that a little bit more as we play. So fight would not be the greatest idea. Well, I would lose a hero, and I would add that to the tableau. To our party, that is good, that is nice, because this could be maybe a better hero, because the 3 is pretty high here, but we would lose a hero in the process, so I don't know if that's the best thing, especially because the uncovered heroes, the 2, they actually have 2 icons each. That's not bad. We cannot recruit, as I said, right, because there are too many skulls here. That's not possible either. So what we could do is that we just explore to get some quests done here, right? So one more thing that's important is if this one is not defeated. So if at the end of my round, when I did my 1 action, which is also pass, I forgot about that. I can also just pass and do nothing. But if that card is still lying there, then it is added to one of the quests, and this effect here is triggered. So especially, for example, kill 1 card in the quest tableau with the least cards. So if I don't defeat this one now, if I would go for 2 quests here, right? Then I could add 2 quests, but one of them would already be removed and also killed, which is not that great. So I'm actually thinking about maybe defeating that one just to be safe. Also, I really don't want stacked heroes here, right? We don't really want that. So I think, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to actually defeat this one with this card here. So this one will actually die, but then again, we will hopefully have a better hero here, and I think that might be the better idea. So this one will die because the strength is lower, and we will add this one to our tableau, which is a good one. That is great. Now we can actually collect a few heroes because this one has a plus. That means when I attack the encounter with this one here, I can add another hero, and because it has a plus here, right? So I would have a strength of 4, which is really nice. So that would be really good. All right, and now nothing happens because the encounter is gone, right? So the encounter won't be added here, no effects, and we put the next card here. All right, move 1 card from the finished quest to the bottom. So now let's see. I think I would like to have like maybe 1 or 2 more heroes. And now we can do it, because if I attack with this one here, that's a strength of 2. But because of the plus, I can add the strength of another hero, which is 4 now. And that is really nice. So we have 4, that is 3. And that means our hero strength is higher. And we can just add this one to our party. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Ah, that's one of those again. I actually want a single hero here. But let's see. But now we do have quite a lot of heroes, so now we can maybe do something. All right, so that one is added here to the as the next encounter. So let's see. We definitely need some. We definitely need a few quests now, right? So I think what I might do is, well, we do have a little issue now. We might have to kill actually 1 more, because this one would be added to the quests, but we can't put 2 of the same symbol right on top of each other. So that's not going to work, right? That means that this one would then immediately go to the graveyard. And that is not a good idea. Because, well, it's obvious, right? Because then we would have 2 cards in the graveyard. If we have 3 cards in the graveyard, then we lose. Which brings me to the lose conditions. Let's speak about those. So we win if we have 3 cards for 2 different quest icons each, right? That's when we win. We lose if one of 5 things happens. Either we need to take a card from the deck and we can't. That means we run out of provisions and we starve. Or if we are vanquished by our foes, this means that our party has 0 cards, so we don't have any heroes anymore. Or if we spread too much death and destruction, that means that the graveyard has 3 or more cards. Or if we are overwhelmed by our task, that means that one of the quests has 4 or more cards. So you see, we can only add 1 more card before we lose. Or if we get lost and abandon your journey, which means that all quests here have 0 cards, right? Also, another quest is not filled up. So if I actually destroy everything in this quest, then we only have that 1 quest left, which is also a problem. So we need to be careful about that. So you see, this is a pretty tough game. Okay, so we need to defeat this one. So I will defeat this one more time with my guys here to add it here. All right, but now we definitely need to do something different. All right, so there's at least 1 card in the graveyard. Add this card to the graveyard. That is not good either because we don't want the graveyard here. So let's see if we can maybe just put a few quests out. No, we can't. Well, this is difficult because this one... but, well, you know what? Let's defeat that one too. Just because I don't want another card in the graveyard. I definitely don't want that. Right? So let's defeat that one too. But now we need to start getting rid of our heroes. Because if we have too many heroes here, then we can't do any quests, right? Because the deck is getting more empty. Alright, so the next encounter here, that would move the bottom card to the top. That doesn't matter at all. I don't care about that at all. So let's try to get maybe some quests done. Let's do that here. Why don't we do it here, right? That we take this guy here. And you see here, like we have a cross and a sun. That would not be too bad, I think. And then we can take the cross and the sun here in that 1 quest. Add them to our quest. We put them here like this, and this card will then be spent and put at the bottom of the deck. Right, so these are our 2 quests here, and this one will be added to this quest here because the same symbol can't be right next to each other, and then move the bottom card to the top. So we take the bottom card and move it to the top. Alright, so that is again a card that would be added to the graveyard. We don't want that, so I think I'm going to defeat that one again with my hero here adding the plus, so we can just add that to our tableau here. Alright, here the next card would be killed, so this card would be moved to the graveyard. I think right now we can't keep killing these guys because otherwise we will just lose at some point, right? So this one would be great for getting these 2 quests here. That would be great because that would be another cross and another sun. So we could maybe kill this one just to be safe. So we don't add another one to the graveyard. And then after that, we can get these 2 in our quest thing. I think that would be great. So let's do that. Let's kill that one with this one here, getting the 8 of this one. That's 3. That's one more than that one. So we can add this one to our tableau. And this effect is not too bad. That is fine. We will take this hero here with the cross and the sun and add these 2 here to our quests like this. So you see, now we have 2 quests with 2 cards each. So we are already 2/3 done, but we still need to get the other 2, right? So this one is spent and put here in the bottom of the deck. And this one is added to either quest. I don't really care too much. Let's just put it here. And the effect is gain the next card if it is a crown or a sun, which it isn't. So we don't gain the card. Gain would mean that we could flip it and add it to our heroes. But we have enough heroes at the moment. What we need to do is get that cross here, which would not be a problem. We do have enough heroes for that. And also we need another sun. There is no sun here at the moment. So it might be an idea to actually gain this quest here with that guy, because the sun is then put at the bottom of the deck, because we need to somehow get to the sun again to get the 3rd quest here, right? Kill the next card. I don't like that too much. I don't really like that too much, but I don't really want to kill that card now, right? Because we don't have a whole lot left. Well, but we could also try to do it. You know what? Let's maybe do it. The idea would be, because we don't... Oh, there's a sun. We need the sun, definitely. We do. Let me think. Yeah, well, we can't. Well, we could maybe do something different. What we could do is take a hero that has the same strength, and then both would be put at the bottom of the deck, so we don't have to kill the next card, but we also don't have too many heroes here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one and not reinforce it. So these are both now equal strength. That means that both will be just flipped and put at the bottom of the deck. We can decide on the order, and the order... Let's do like this. All right. So that was actually that action. Oh, no, don't flip it. Like this. Move one card from finished quest to the bottom. We don't want that either. We don't really like that. But then again, what we could also do is maybe not concentrate on the suns too much, right? And then just collect some different things. Maybe. Let's see. Because that would be an option as well. Okay, so let me think. So if we finish this quest now, then like with one of the cross guy here, then this one would be go to our quest. That's good, but then this one could not be added to these two and would be killed down here. We don't really want that, right? We don't really want that. I actually have a pretty good idea. Let me see if I can pull it off. So I will actually pass this round because I don't want to add any more heroes, not yet at least, not at the moment. And I also don't want to finish the quest here. So I will pass. So this one will then be added to either quest. I will add it to this one here because this one I can't. Would be right next to each other. And then we need to move one card from finished quests to the bottom. So let's take the suns and put them down here. Okay, and now I will use this guy here. Yeah, I will use this guy to... Oh wait, we need to put the next encounter here. And now I will use this card to finish this quest here. There's a cross, so that is fine. So we can finish this one here and put it here. That is nice. So now we have the first quest, we have 3 of them. So we are fine now. We need another one with 3 now, another symbol. And this one will be spent and put at the bottom here. We might need a few heroes later on. And this one will then be added. Oh no, I missed that. It can't be added to either, so it will be added to the graveyard, which is bad. Oh no. Alright, so now we will have a little issue because we need to kill this one and also this one here. Because otherwise we will not be able to win the game, but there are still a few cards left, so I think we are still doing okay at least, because there's at least one card in the graveyard, add this card to the graveyard, and if we do that, then we lose the game, and we don't want that, right? So let's take the one with the 2 and add that one because the plus here, and kill this one so we can add it to our tableau. And we will have to do the same thing with this one here, right? We'll have to do the same thing. Otherwise, we will add this one to the graveyard, and we don't want that. So let's do the same thing again. 2 + 1. Add this one to our heroes here, which I don't like too much, to be honest. So now we have to see what we do next because we are getting low on cards here. This is not looking too good. But what if I... Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I know what I'm going to do. I don't know if that's the best idea ever, but I will at least try it. So what I will do is the following. I will pass. I will not do anything. Then this one is added here to the quest. Let's take this one. And then move one card from finished quest to the bottom. Let's take this one here and add it to the bottom here. Then the next encounter card comes up. Gain the next card if it is not, so that is fine. What I will do now is use this guy here to use these 2 squiggly ones for these 2 here, right? So we can add these 2 to our quest tableau, right here to our finished quests, and that one is spent. So all we need now is another squiggly line. Problem is, there's one. Right, I think we can make it. So, and this one is then we add it to either quest. I will add it to this quest here. I will show you in a minute why. And then gain the next card if it is a cross or a squiggly line. It's not, so it will just be there. And now I will use this guy here, right? With the squiggly line and the sun to add these two to our finished quests. So, right here. And also this one here. So let me just pull them up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. And now, this one is spent, put here. And then usually this one would also be, this one would be added, but we are already done. We won the game now because, as you might recall, we need two different quests here, like the cross and the squiggly line, for example, and have 3 in either quest at least, and in both quests. And we did it. Right, we have 3 crosses, we have three squiggly lines. That is great. We actually even have an additional quest, so we actually won the game, which is wonderful. If we hadn't won now, I of course wouldn't have done the move, because this one can't be added to this quest because this quest is empty. We can't create new quests. It couldn't be added here because 2 of the same symbol, so it would be added here. That would be 3 cards in the graveyard and we would lose. Of course, if I knew that we would have to continue playing, I wouldn't have done that move now. I would have added this one first there, and then I would have done it the next round, right? So either way, we would have won the game. But you see, it was quite close because we always had to somehow manage these cards. Now we have quite a few in here, but we never had too many cards here. So we had to be careful because I had a lot of heroes this round. Usually I try not to get too many heroes. But we were really lucky that we had this guy at the very beginning. This guy actually saved us because we could kill a lot of cards. Often you don't have that. Often you just have 2 zeros or a 0 and a 1, and then you just stand there and say, okay, I can't kill these guys. I can't really recruit anything because they all have skulls. So it can be really tough. We were quite lucky that we had this card at the very beginning of the game, because that one really helped us. Also, it was quite close because we already had 2 cards in the graveyard, right? Like in the very first round, we added 1. So that was very tough either. That was very tough as well, or pretty close. So we won the game, which is great. So just a few thoughts about the game, because that's the first time I played on the channel. But I have played it several times now before recording it, of course. And I'm telling you, this is a great game. It is really... First of all, it is not that easy to get into, to be honest, because you only have 4 actions, right? So you either have recruit, explore, fight, or pass. But you need to remember, okay, like which symbols, with which stacks can I match these symbols? What happens if I do? Which cards get sent to the bottom? Which cards die? Which cards get added here? Which cards get added there? So there's quite a lot of things you first need to get into your head. I definitely needed a few games to kind of internalize that. And now I know pretty much how it works, but I need to be honest, if I don't play the game for a few weeks, then I have to brush up on the rules quickly. Because the rules are not 100% intuitive, because you just have to remember where to put the things, right? And where to put the cards and what to compare them to. But if you get through that, if you know what to do, I mean, you can just put the rules. Let me see, I got them here. You can just put the rules just right beside your play area, wherever you play, and then you can just take a quick look at, again, at the actions, right? So it is, the rulebook is done really well. You just put it beside your play area and then just read again. Like, what was Explore? Right. Okay, cool. Wonderful. So that is no problem at all. Not at all. The game has a lot of really great tactical decisions. This is incredible. Although it's just an 18 card game, there is no expansion for that, I think. At least I don't have one yet. If there is an expansion, I need to get this. But it's just these 18 cards, so they are all the same cards all the time. But still, this game has a lot of variety, so to speak, just because every game is set up differently. And each game you have to really work differently. There's no game where I did exactly the same tactic as in another game. Of course, if you're lucky and you have like this guy at the very beginning, for example, right? Then you could probably play the game similar, just by getting a few heroes at the beginning, right? And keeping this one here, not using it to be safe, for using it for killing like monsters that would kind of destroy your plants, right? Mess up your plants. So that, okay, right? But apart from that, there always is a different strategy you have to employ. And I like that a lot. That really adds a lot of variability to the game, in my opinion. Also, this game does take up only a moderate amount of table space. It's not a very, very small table space, right? There are games that take up less, like, for example, Death Valley, for example, or Tossimosi, probably too. But it's still a very decent table space, right? You don't have to go as high as in Fujian Island, for example, and the width is okay. I think you could probably condense it a little bit more. I spaced it out a little bit for the recording this video, but you could probably condense it all a little bit more, right? You could maybe put these like this here and then pull those down, right? So you could probably condense it a whole lot more just to be able to save on table space, right? Look at this. You don't need this at all, and then you also already have smaller table space if you know how the game works. So that is definitely also a plus in my opinion. So this game is really fun, a lot of strategy. One thing that, I mean, that's just my opinion, take this with a grain of salt. So I haven't really investigated that, but I do get the feeling that there are some starting configurations after you shuffle the cards that make it impossible to win. I did have a few games that I lost just after a few rounds because I was not able to get any heroes. If I had passed all the time, that I wouldn't get anything done and people would just keep dying here, and I didn't have any good heroes to get quests, to recruit new heroes. They were all full of skulls and everything. I was able to get a few quests and then I ran out of heroes and that was it. There were some starting configurations like that where I think that it's impossible to win. But this is not a really huge negative. Of course, it's bad if you have a starting configuration and after a few turns you realize, oh, I think I'm not going to be able to win. But I mean, you realize that pretty quickly, and this game does not play that long anyway, so you can just set up a new game. And setting up the game is like really easy, right? I mean, you shuffle all cards, you put 5 cards up here, 3 cards down here, and that's it. It's a really quick setup, really quick teardown, so there is not really a huge issue with having these starting configurations. But apart from that, if you like these smaller games with a small footprint, games that have not a whole lot of rules but a lot of strategy, games that you can play solo, you can play them pretty much at any time, quick setup, quick teardown, pretty quick gameplay and everything, then I would really highly suggest you get this game. This is a wonderful game. This is really quickly climbing up the ranks of not only of my most favorite solo games, but also of my most favorite button shy games. I will do a top 10 button shy list at some point in the future, but I'm still waiting for the next delivery, which will include 3 more games, including the Skulls of Settlek collection. So after that, I will work on my top 10 list, but Ragemore, little spoiler, but Ragemore will be in there 100%. It's a really, really great solo game. It is tough. So I can't say exactly, but I think that I'm winning about 30 to 50% of all games, which is definitely lower than most games I tend to play. So it has a lower win rate, but I don't mind this at all because the strategy is just so fun. And also the artwork is great. Of course, it's fantasy. I don't need that much fantasy in my games, to be honest, because fantasy is pretty much everywhere. It's in my role-playing games and just everywhere, so I don't need it in my games per se. But the artwork here is really nice. It's just a very light fantasy theme, so to speak, because it's just the creatures here. So really well done. Great game. And I should stop now because I'm just gushing over this game, but it's really great. I can highly, highly suggest that. If you like what you see here, see if you can get it. I think right now it's sold out. I was really lucky a few months ago that it was actually available. I got it immediately when it was available, and now I think it's sold out again. So if you're interested in that, I hope you will be able to track down a copy. Alright, if you're still watching, thank you very much for doing so. I highly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why don't you let me know by just leaving a comment under this video and just getting in touch with me. I always love to get in touch with you and just, speak with you about games and everything. I mean, that's the passion we share, right? So let's talk about it. Also, if this is the first of my videos you're watching, why don't you head over to my channel? There are lots more videos there. Button shy games, solo games, Kickstarter previews, reviews, pretty much everything. Just a lot of videos, and there are even more to come. So why don't you head over there? I'd love to see you there. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the very next video. Alright, take care everyone, and cheers.